This is my approximation of Belle's outfit, so I did dress up for this video. Hello everybody, my name is Kara, and today I'm here with the Beauty and the Beast book tag. I am doing the book blogger version that was actually based off of the new live action movie that came out last year. Because I love that movie, I know it has its faults, and I am not saying it replaces the old animated one in my heart, but that movie just makes me so happy and I love it so much. Also, I might be watching it for Cozy-a-thon, so perfect timing. So I am doing the sort of extended version of the tag that was created by Dreamland Book Blog. I will link their blog down below, and I will also link the original creator, who is Livrier? Something like that. I will also link their blog down below because they originally created the tag. Number 1, Oh What a Guy, Gaston, a villain you can't help but love. And that is Aiden from Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Yes, Aiden is the murderous, sociopathic computer that basically develops a brain or a conscience or something. But here's my reasoning. And I don't think this is a spoiler because it's pretty much one of the first things that happens in the book, I think. But I read it a while ago, so if you cannot stand any plot information before going into a book, then skip this part. But here's the thing. There's that ship of people that might be infected with this scary plague that's like destroying everyone, right? So Aiden has been programmed to like protect the highest number of people or something. Like, he's programmed to do what's going to save more people. So he decides that he has to like get rid of this ship of possibly infected people because the risk of saving this small number of people does not outweigh the risk of killing everyone on these massive ships. So he like ejects them or something. And our heroes, I'm pretty sure, are the ones who like stop him, or they like rescue the ship full of people. And guess what? Somebody on the ship was sick. Guess who infects people on the bigger ship now? Who saw that coming? Like, I'm not saying Aiden's a good guy or computer, but he was right about everything, so. Number 2, here's where she meets Prince Charming, your OTP. Now, I have a lot of OTPs, but one that I think is a really solid one for me that I continue to think about is Cress and Thorne from the Lunar Chronicles series by Marissa Meyer. Now, I feel like for a while they were everybody's favorite couple, and now it's sort of become popular to like say they're overrated and to not like them as much, which is totally fine if they're not your favorite, obviously. But I love them. I still love them. They are my favorite of the ships in the Lunar Chronicles. That scene between them in winter just gives me butterflies, and I just love their interactions so much. And I love how much both of them grow as characters, like before they are in the romantic relationship, you know? Like, they make each other better people, but it's not like they're changing for the other person, if that makes sense. But I just love them so much. Number 3, I want much more than this provincial life. A character who's destined for greater things. And I am going with Felix from the Divide trilogy by Elizabeth Kay. This is a fantasy series that is set in a parallel world. And our main character, Felix, has a congenital heart condition that's basically going to kill him before he grows up. Like, he knows he's not going to live very long. He and his parents have always known this. And his story is basically him realizing that he still matters. Like, he's still important and he can still do exciting things and meet people and have friendships, even though in his mind it's not worth it because he's not going to be around to talk to them. So him learning that he is still worthy of being loved and cared for, and seeing him travel to a world where his decisions matter and he has an effect on the outcome of things is just so exciting. Number 4, Be Our Guest, a book that made you hungry. To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. This is the second book, and so far both of the books I've read are just, they make you hungry because the main character, Laura Jean, loves to bake, and there's just some of the recipes she describes, like her chai icing cookies are just, they sound so good. And don't read these books when you're really hungry or when you don't have good food in your house, because you are going to want some after reading them, especially baked goods. Number 5, Beauty and the Beast, Opposites Attract. And for this one, I'm going with Poet and Briar from Trick by Natalia Jaster. This is a love story between a court jester and the princess of a kingdom that is not his own. And they are pretty much the epitome of opposites attract, because Briar, the princess, is very conservative, very straight-laced. She is very logical and she thinks things through, and she doesn't really rely on her emotions very often. And Poet is, of course, the complete opposite of that. He's funny and he gets into trouble. He loves very, very easily. And to see these two come together and fall in love and get to know each other better and to start to respect each other's worldviews and kingdoms is just really wonderful. This book is kind of in between YA and new adult, which I don't usually read new adult, but Briar and Poet definitely have that whole hate to love opposites attract thing that I tend to enjoy. Number 6, but there's something in him that I simply didn't see. A character who's more than they appear. And my answer for this one is Lilac Rose LaRue from These Broken Stars by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. I love Lilac. She ended up being one of my favorite characters, and I completely didn't anticipate that because of the first impressions you get from her. She seems like your very typical spoiled rich girl who doesn't have a lot of personality because honestly she's never really had to. And she's not. You start to see her in other situations and she's so strong and intelligent and brave. And for me the wonderful thing about that is that it's not like she suddenly gained all of these traits. It's more like she gets put into situations where you can actually see what a fantastic person she was all along. Number 7, I was innocent and certain, now I'm wiser but unsure. A book that changed you in some way. Side note, that's one of my favorite songs from the new movie. My answer for this one is The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. I feel like this comes up a lot when people have to talk about important books, but it would be dishonest of me to say another book for this answer, I think. I know it's not for everyone. It's kind of becoming a more polarizing book as more people read it, I think. But I personally love the writing style. I really connected with all of the characters and the story, and as a book, it's, I think, very well put together. But the thing that made this book have such an impact on me is the fact that I read it after I had been reading and loving books for a very, very long time. And I think when you start reading early and when you read pretty consistently, at least in my case, there was kind of this sense of complacency that I eventually got. Not that books could never surprise me again, but I kind of started thinking that I could never again be surprised by how much a book meant to me, if that makes sense. It was almost like I knew I already loved books. You know, I already knew the power of the written word, or so I thought. And this book just blew me away. I had 40 or 50 pages left or something, and it was very, very early in the morning. I had stayed up a long time reading this. And I was like, I should go to bed, like I'm gonna be exhausted tomorrow, I should go to bed. But I was so close to the end that I finished. So I read the last 50 pages, I curled up on my couch and cried for like a good 10 or 15 minutes. I just like quietly sobbed into a pillow because of how emotional this book made me. And then I went to bed. I feel hopeful now that I am always going to find books that powerfully affect me. You know, I don't have to give up on being surprised by the power of a well-told story. Number 8, Kill the Beast, a book you picked up because of the hype. I had to dig this one out of my unhaul box, so you probably can tell how I felt about it, but that is The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. I had read some very critical reviews from people that I really trusted, so I had not intended to read this book. But I kept seeing people gush about it on BookTube, and eventually I started wondering if maybe I would like it too. You know, I was like, maybe I'm wrong and I'm gonna love this trilogy. I did not love this first book. I do plan on continuing, but I don't think this first book lived up to the hype, honestly. I just think that the main character was infuriating, the love triangle was stupid, the plot was almost non-existent until the very end, and the only reason I gave it 3 stars was because of this one decision that Leah, the main character, makes that made me respect her a little bit. Finally, number 9, I'll Never Shake Away the Pain, a book or moment that always makes you cry. So for this one, I'm going with The Two Princesses of Bomar by Gail Carson Levine. I reread this book relatively often, and I'm an adult now. And the ending of this book makes me sob every time I finish it. And I mean like ugly cry. I am inconsolable from this book every time I finish it. And it's not even the saddest ending I've ever read. From a certain perspective, it's actually a happy ending. But I cannot handle it. I cannot handle the emotion of this book. I'm gonna tag a bunch of people, guys, so get ready for this. I'm gonna tag Ashley Stormo, Blonde with a Book, Pages and Prose, read by Liv, Spinster's Library, Leah Hide and Seek, Danny Buxton, Bookie Laura, Fred Weasley Died Laughing, Between Lines and Life, Manal and Her Books, Lori Dawson, T Hags, Ty the Librarian, Don't Have a Degree in Reading, Dane Reads, Bree Reads Books, Giselle Bradley, Allie K, Hooked on Books, Tell Her a Story, Super Space Chick, and Catalyst Reads. I'm sure I forgot people, so I also tag you. I tag all of you. I think it would be really fun to see this version of the Beauty and the Beast tag kind of take off here on BookTube. Again, I'm so sorry if I forgot your name in my tag list, but I do tag you. And definitely tag me on Twitter if you do this video, because I would love to see it. Also, let me know in the comments if you guys also enjoyed the live action Beauty and the Beast, because I feel like that's a really unpopular opinion, but I love that movie so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you soon with another video, and I hope you love the next book you read. Bye!